Hello everyone, Fletcher the Gamer here, and I am back with another video. Today I'm going to be ranking Total Drama like Roblox, as in my seasons. Why am I doing this? Well, I feel like I want to get my opinion out there. And I figured the best way to do it is to rank them from third to first. Now I know since there's only 3 seasons, it's a little too little to rank. But I will be sharing some of my opinions on the seasons, good or bad, and yeah, that's about it. Plus, let's be real here, I need to upload something that isn't just, well, the show itself. I mean, it's going to be starting in a few days, so that's something. Anyway, I'm going to get straight into the ranking because I don't really have much else to say. Alright, let's get to number 3. So yeah, number 3 is Total Drama Island. Now, as much as I think this was the first season and all, the one that started it all, it's kind of boring, if you know what I mean. Like, your characters, I mean, they're good, but there's only 6 of them. And the other 5 didn't really do anything in the season, they just didn't come to the game. Which was kind of annoying, considering the circumstances. And it was only the first season, so I couldn't really succeed. In any other bad stuff, it was just poorly planned. It was either 3 to 5 people coming, and the only people who had most of the personality and holding up the season was Coco, Chase, and Muck, due to Coco and Chase's alliance, and along with Muck's strategy. Besides that, though, I mean, Ginger was fine, Lee was good, and Purple was also a pretty good player. But I don't really like how Ginger won. It felt a little bit forced. Lee quit, and then, Lee just played as the other competitors, and when he played as the other competitors, they got eliminated in that exact same episode. So it kind of, killed the, aspect, which made it a lot easier for just Ginger to swipe in and win the season, which is pretty bad, but oh well. Anyway, let's get into the good stuff. Well, I'd say the cast, while small, had some really good people that were quite recognisable to the later viewers, and I'm quite surprised to still see people watching. Plus, the whole being on an island aspect was quite neat. Plus, it was the first time trying, so I think it was pretty good. But in general, I just don't think it was that good compared to the comparison of Total Drama Action or even Total Drama World Tour. So, yeah, that's my only real issue with this season. I'd say it was good in general, but if I really had to say, but it was just bad. It was just, the starting point so that I could make the better seasons. Total Drama Action, Total Drama World Tour, and the upcoming Total Drama Revenge of the Island. Because let's be real here, I don't think Total Drama Revenge of the Island could get any worse than the first season. So yeah, that's why I put Total Drama Island in 3rd place. Not much commentary on it, but yeah, it has some good stuff while it's at it. Anyway, let's continue. Alright, we'll be continuing. At number 2, I'll admit it was a little bit hard between the 2 seasons. But if I had to pick one, it's gonna have to be Total Drama Action. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Fletcher, that's the 2nd season, and Total Drama Island was the 1st season, and you're putting the latest season in 1st place. Isn't that a bit typical? Well, before you get your pitchforks and flames and all that, I just want to put it out there. This season wasn't, that bad, in my opinion. Especially to Total Drama Island. Total Drama Island was more like the starter. This was where I think the show actually kicked it off. But at the same time, it's not 100% great. But, in comparison to other people's shows. But I still think it holds up. And a pretty good job. Especially after Total Drama Island. It has a lot of improvements. I've got more people in the cast who actually want to play. From 6 to 8. Which isn't much of an improvement, but it's something. And I got, the aspect of Total Drama Action. Sure, there wasn't any movies and stuff, but there was still some, things that made up for it. But now we're getting to the downsides. Yeah, people didn't really play. Purple went from second in the first season to being the first boot in this season, which I think is kind of sad because she didn't get to join. Well, I mean, might have been because she's done other stuff, but she never really returned then, and she just felt kind of bland in that season. She just felt like a first boot, even if there was two other people that didn't come, and yet they still survived. I mean, yeah, besides that, that's about it. And I also think the gold team was like a little bit like pushed to the side. All four of them got eliminated in the first 4 episodes, and Lilly came back and then got eliminated not long after. So the boys team just kind of took over the season. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing because they're all returnees, and I'll admit I do have a bit of a soft spot for the original cast. Now we're getting to the good stuff. So yeah, this season definitely improved from Total Drama Island in a few ways. First off, there was a lot more interactions than in season 1. Alliances, there were interesting votes, and like it was more planned out and set than Total Drama Island. Now I'm gonna get into some of the good stuff, like the fun parts. So, continuing on the subject of interactions, I liked how we got the continuation of Ginger and Lee's little alliance. Well, it was kind of like underdogish, but it still worked. And I kind of thought Lee was a fairly good winner. I don't think he was like too great, but I'd say he was like better than most other options. I mean, he definitely got that improvement from season 1 where he just straight up quit. And the best part, in my opinion, was like these two things. First part was that he started the lore of the series with the whole Coco thing, where he became like all hidden and a kidnapper, and that would form into more into later seasons. And then right after that, you've got our very first rivalry, or the only rivalry of the season, which was Muck and Lilly, which I thought, for one, that was actually pretty hilarious. I mean, in the first episode, they were just neck to neck. They would not stop arguing, and it was just hilarious. It was the guy who's just straight up about everything versus the Karen. It's just... It was just hilarious to watch, and I was trying to do my job while trying not to die of laughter from these two. But, I mean, it's too bad that like Muck got eliminated, so that way he's just got gone out the picture. And after that, Lilly didn't really get much of a personality per se. She was good, but she was just kind of there out the final 4. You got Ginger, who was the winner of season 1, and being a bit more subtle this time, but still keeping quiet. Lee was being a bit more like redemptionist. He was starting to be a bit more for himself, which eventually caused Ginger's elimination. Plus, he was starting to get fairly good into challenges, and Chase was an all-timer. He was a fan favourite, and he was basically the one most people wanted to win, to put it simply. And then there was just Lilly. She really didn't do much. Without Muck, she just didn't really have a character. Like, she was good in the first few episodes, where she was all complainative and hilarious, and really putting the drama onto Total Drama. But during the last half, she was just kind of there, and she got to the top 3 and all, but I felt like she didn't really need to go that far. Maybe the rejoin was a bad idea, and I'll admit that. But besides that, yeah. But I do think the good part is we also had the randomised teams, because I think the like picking teams thing is a little bit cliche, but this season still isn't as good as Total Drama World Tour, and I'm going to explain in a bit why. But for now, I'm going to have to put Total Drama Action in number 2 for these reasons. Definitely had more of a story and more interesting to watch in season 1, but really not much to, like, set out in terms of the fans. Because I know that all the fans are going to agree with my number 1 spot. Well, I thought it was a bit more of a hard choice. Anyway, we're getting off track here. Time to get to number 1, which you will probably know. Alright, so we get to number 1. And I think it's pretty obvious why I'd choose this, but it is Total Drama World Tour. Okay, where do I begin? And of course I begin with the bad. But before I do that, I just want to say this was a pretty lit season in my opinion. This was when my series struck the most. Total Drama World Tour in the actual series was the most popular, so I figured, well, if I do this season, it's probably going to get popular. And now that I've done the season, I can definitely say it's true. My mind, like, thinking brain has worked into making a good season. And I did something that I haven't done before. I let everyone who signed up in, even Soup, Banana, and Bacon, who signed up late, but I still let them in because I wanted to see how they'd do. And I think that was for the better. I got a full cast of 13, and if I'm being honest with you, that's a good thing, because it was because it felt more natural in Total Drama Revenge of the Island All-Stars and Pocket 2. It was 13, and that was just the most natural way to go around it. Even if Total Drama World Tour itself had a lot more, plus it was a big jump from 6 to 8 to 13. Like, that's 5 more players. Anyway, yeah, time to get into the good stuff. This season was phenomenal, but the only thing I'd say that's bad about it was the teams and the later part of the season. Teams were good and all, but I think it was a bad idea letting them choose teams, because they had a lot more option, and alliances could easily dominate the game, as you could see, as shown in episode 4, more than anything. Because, like, Team Chris had the entire thing where it was like their banana alliance, Banana, Coco, and Aries, which kind of advanced into the final 3 pretty easily. And then there was the other big force, which was Ginger, Lee, and Muck, who represented Team Victory, and also got Lilly and Megan out before, so they could just be themselves and strategize more. Finley also getting the idol, which leads us to Team Amazon, who had no alliance, which pretty much meant they were kind of left in the dust. They won episode 1, but after that, they lost 1 member in episode 2 and 2 members in episode 3, leaving Soup all on his own. Luckily, it was the merge in the next episode, and I think this is where the highlights of the season kind of stop, but not completely, because both of the 2 alliances was at each other's throats, and since Soup wasn't there, it was just total chaos. 1 person from each alliance survived, and in the end, Team Chris powered over Team Victory, which is a bit predictable, but I would admit it was pretty good. Wait, I'm getting off track here. But this is the bad stuff. But that's about it in my opinion. Anyway, let's get to the good stuff. Continuing with the alliances though, I'd say they made the season pretty good at the same time as bad. Because, yes, while they made it a bit more predictable, it was more interesting to see what they'd get up to, especially with the 2 powerhouses. And I'd say the final 7 was just phenomenal. It was like a mixture of old and new players. there was 4 veterans and 3 newbies left. And the best part was, Soup wasn't there, so it was just the 2 alliances at each other's necks. And I think everyone knew in that episode that one alliance was gonna break, and well, that's what happened. It was close, but in the end, Team Chris powered over Team Victory, leaving Muck all on his own. Now that I think about it, Muck's always carrying his alliance. Now that I think about it. And then Ginger and Lee feel more like his henchmen. Has anyone noticed that? No? Just me? Okay. But yeah, anyway, I think, like, the outcome of people playing was good. In the first episode, 12, and I'm not even kidding, 12 out of 13 players came, and that was more than half of the amount of people that's come that I've ever gotten. And I mean, like, ever. No joke. In the first 5 episodes was so memorable. A lot of people got hooked in along with Jim, who's actually going to be in Untitled Chapter Revenge of the Island, as confirmed in the intro. And it's just, this season hooked a lot of people in, and that was kind of what I wanted, to have a successful show that had a lot of people in it. And the first episode is literally the most popular on my channel. Like, after episode 5, that's when the show went downhill for me, because episode 6 was just, well, Banana and Aries was only there, so it was kind of boring in a way. Episode 7 was just the worst episode. Like, I'm not even kidding. This is the best season and all, but this episode almost makes it worse than Total Drama Action, right? Like, in episode 7, everything just goes wrong. Only 2 out of 3 people come, even though Coco was just grounded. And then the challenge literally falls apart to the point where I have to get my co-host to help me out with doing the challenge. And then I'm just in such a rush, and I'm like, alright, Aries, you choose as who goes to the finale. And it was just all going downhill in general. Because, well, Muck and Coco got eliminated, and that was just because they weren't there, which is kind of a sad way to go, especially for the final 4. I mean, I'd say the finale was was better than episode 7 and 6, but not by much. I mean, all we got was them running up a volcano and Aries won, and that was about it. And it's just, I like the first 5 episodes because they really introduced the characters and made everyone unique. One of the best parts of the season isn't even the lore, because there wasn't much lore in the season, but it was just the interactions yet again. That, like, they done the interactions so well, and so many people got along, that Bacon was the first memorable person to get out, and he was in episode 2. That was 10th place out of 13, and I'm not even exaggerating, right? It's just mind-blowing. Which was another reason why I added him into this new season over most of the other players. And the best part for me was, old players were like interacting with the newer ones, with the like Banana Alliance, and that, in my opinion, was just good to see. I know it's about drama and all that, but you just gotta admire it, you know? And overall, all that just makes this season better than any other season. I genuinely doubt Revenge of the Island will get higher than this season, but there's definitely a chance after episode 7. But besides that, yeah, Total Drama World Tour is the best season for me, and I'm hoping Total Drama Revenge of the Island can continue that. Anyway, yeah, that was my ranking. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and while you're at it, I kind of want to see your rankings on the 3 seasons and opinions in the comments below, because, well, I'm curious, and I felt like doing this. I'll probably redo this video once all the seasons are out. So it's a bit more in depth. But besides that, yeah, thanks for watching. Just all the cliche stuff, and I'll see you guys on Saturday, January the 8th, whatever time you are, when the first episode of Total Drama Revenge Island releases. Till then, bye bye.